Look, I've got to apologise right now. This build, I said I was going to make the bodywork one episode, and look, by the time we finish this episode, it won't be finished. But it's really important to show you guys the pain. You've missed it, haven't you?
Hell no.
The angst. This is exactly the reaction I thought I was going to get off Jamesy. The sheer boredom some days. If I rub it this one time, that's one less I have to do. The just frustration. I was hoping not to have to do this, but this is just how they go. I should have learned from the 60 series. That goes into a 40-year-old car like this and trying to make something really quite nice that we can be proud of and last for a long time after we're finished. So bugger it, this is going to be a multi-episode section of the build, that being the bodywork, and we're going to do some pretty cool, unique things to this as well. So strap yourselves in, because it's going to be painful and boring. I really feel like I need a mullet.
You know what they say? Soot gets the
Copper's attraction.
That's right.
You're buying someone else's problem. If you've got the money and time to do it yourself, all well and good, but to pay someone to do it, it's not cheap. Yeah, no drama, throw another 30 at it.
It is what it is.
Because it's twisted. Is it as bad as you were thinking?
Yeah. We'll fix her.
We'll fix her. As usual, STS Garage, we don't like to do things half, and we don't like to do things the easy way. So normally, Patrol has your factory plastic flares on it. We're going to do away with those flares and actually widen the guard. We have done this guard as a bit of a mock-up because it does have a snorkel hole in it where we don't want it. That's not the kind of snorkel we're going to go for. We've learnt in the past that going looking for different panels and things like that, rather than just repairing them, sometimes just takes longer. You're better off just repairing what's in front of you than searching for those perfect parts. So I'm going to continue this process. We have put little tabs in here to get it out to where we want it to sit. We've actually welded them flush. We need to sink them down in behind and weld them from behind. So then we can put a piece over the top and then remove those pieces from underneath, so we don't have that, you know, two layers of steel sitting together where it can rust. So once it's fully welded in, we can treat the underside properly and make this actually last and go the distance. So I think it's going to look really good. We'll add that extra 30mm of width into the guard itself, doing away with those plastic guards, giving that appearance of obviously a higher vehicle as well, with the guard being higher, without the actual car being higher, which is exactly how we did a lot of the things on the 60 series. That, you know, this is a practical everyday sort of car, so it's not a giant four drive, but to give it that cool stance and something a little bit different, we think this is going to look really good. Righto, so as you can see, we haven't cut all the way down. So this section is where a factory mud flap sits. So we've still got an opportunity to use one of those, and it starts to flare out and gets to 30mm where the guard flattens out. We've cut this whole section out. We're going to use another damaged guard, but cut it up further and then pull it down so this didn't pull tight or we didn't have to slit it out. So that's the idea there. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and start patching all these holes up. Because we're doing so many modifications here anyway, I can't see the point in using a nice guard to cut up. Might as well just use this one. You know, aside from the holes, it's actually quite straight. Right, so we've cut that piece out of the guard to patch this in. So obviously when we pulled this out, this piece was too low and we couldn't just bend it up like the top of the guard here, because you need to put splits in it. So what we've done is we've gone up to 30mm here, or about 30mm, and we'll pull it down. So in theory, that should be the same shape. We'll just keep trimming until it fits. Awesome. That is going to work really well. So I can't take credit for all this work, obviously, or all these ideas. Me and James brainstormed this for hours, and we said, oh, we won't use that guard. That's, you know, a proof of concept. And then here I am. When he's not here, things get risky at STS Garage. So, but they do say it is better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Otherwise, you never do anything. So here we go. Right, I'm going to stop the episode right there, and I'm about to sell you something. Don't skip past it, because it's extremely important. It is our Bad Life Choices STS Garage merch. Now, I'm going to talk about the quality, because no one talks about the quality of a t-shirt. These are not cheap shirts. They're AS colour, they are screen printed, done locally, they will last, and of course, they are really cool designs. We're very proud of our designs. We love creating a really cool grungy looking shirt, and we also have a new design, the measure once, cut twice, text only. Still a good quality AS colour shirt, still screen printed. They will last ages, as are our hoodies, STS Garage Bisley hoodies. So get to smarttouringsystems.com.au, buy one for yourself, one for your mate, and let's get back to that episode. Is it as bad as you were thinking?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, she's a bit high.
We'll fix her.
We'll fix her.
All this for 20 mil.
20, yeah, I know. 25. I know. I know, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah, they do look bigger.
Yeah, you don't notice it just looking at that, and you walk to the other side. I really think James is holding back here and really didn't let me have it today, but with all the motivation he needs, he went ahead and made this a masterpiece. Whilst he got the passenger side guard nice and straight, I went about making more work for him on the driver's side. So another thing we're going to do is get rid of these little cab vents. So I can't see any good reason to have a cab vent there when there's two down the side. There is rust in behind it as well, so it's another good reason to cut that out. Treat that rust properly, we'll plate it up and then make that pillar quite seamless. So it just goes along with the whole theme of the cab. Doing those nice little things that aren't super stand out, but really just bring the overall look of the car together and make it a much nicer project. That's fine. So one thing we learned from doing the 60 series project was probably paint strip more panels. So the 60 series started as, you know, not a bare metal respray, but it damn nearly ended up that way. The amount of panels we end up sanding to find little rust spiders underneath and really reveal what is under this old paint. And hopefully this comes off as good as the 60 series did, or the paint on the 60 series on the roof worked really well. And it was something I was dreading, but paint stripper was one of the easier jobs we did. See if that goes the same way here. Looks like it's worked really well. It hasn't gone all goopy, it's flaked. So we'll go through, scrape all this off, and then there'll be obviously little other bits we'll probably have to recoat. We'll recoat that, go over the other side, get it stripped as well. But that is a successful paint stripping mission. So that's gonna come off nice and easy.
I'll give you a little bit of advice. See all this shit here? Put on your boots and you'll step into that car or your 79 or Megan's car, and guess what's going to happen?
It's all over. So I'll clean up in a minute.
You'll have to clean up?
Yes. Are you happy to see this done?
No. I want it done later, but anyway.
Well, later is now. And we don't need the proper tools to do a proper job in STS Garage. We prove that all the time. This is exactly the reaction I thought I was going to get off Jamesy. It's usually how he walks into the shed every time he comes here. But by the time he leaves, it usually is a really, really good job. Hey, Jamesy.
Yeah.
He fucking hates me, I think.
Just ripping.
Ribbon. Right, so I purposefully welded that too fast, so James can now show us how you get that.
No tools, mate.
You got heaps of, look at the shed full of tools. So we're gonna have to heat that up and stretch the steel, shrink the steel. Yes, so that's definitely my bad.
Have you got a little blowtorch?
Yes, I got a little blowtorch, a very little one. So it should get on enough, shouldn't it? You don't need. Well, you don't need much heat because I didn't put much heat in it. Look at it.
No, have you got one of those?
Matte gas.
Yeah.
It's STS Garage, bud. We do not have things like that.
I've got one at home.
Well, it's no good at home.
Well, I can't just move my shit here. I probably should.
It's like a wobble board. You play a tune on that.
Anyway.
Righto. Jamesy worked his magic on both the driver and passenger guard. It took a little bit to get him straight enough for the first layer of body filler, but it is one of those things you just got to dive in and start something. And yeah, although I do create a little bit of work for him sometimes, you got to have a go attitude, or you never get anything done. Why don't you just put the right amount on, and then we don't have to sand it all off?
Don't work that way, Barry.
I know, Barry.
Just have to pay the shit.
Don't blame the tools, mate. It's STS Garage. That is actually at least the right tool for the job.
It's the right size, but it's all. See, it's got a one line through it.
That's to give it grip. Look at it. It's like a cake. He's scared. He's scared because...
Are you sure you want all this dust in your house again?
I definitely don't want all this dust in my house, but I know this is part of the process, and if I rub it this one time, that's one less I have to do. We're one rub closer. So I'll rub in little circles. What? He's worried. So this first layer of body filler is put on fairly thick, and it's just a 40 grit rub back. So we can basically seal the guards up. We know this concept is fully going to work now. So once we get this first layer of body filler done, that'll probably be it for these guards for quite a while. Just really getting the general shape of the guard sorted out, and the guards really well sealed up is what's important here.
If you want to stand another bog, I'm probably pretty good.
Oh, if you could get it in one more and then some fine bits, you'd be laughing, really. I'll be surprised.
It's not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. A little bit low there, but...
Yeah, buddy, look at that. That is a lot of work. A lot of work for 25mm, but it will make the car, I think.
Yeah.
Be all good. Probably going to sit like that for quite a while now. They're fully sealed up for, not rusting and things like that. So we'll pull them off and treat the underside where I've stitched that piece in there, and make sure that's fully sealed and we can't get rust from, inside coming up through all our nice work we've done on the outside here. We'll pull the doors off, pull the bonnet off, pull everything out of the engine bay, finish tightening that up, and then get in and do the rust, the little bit of rust that's in the floor. You've missed it, haven't you?
No. Hell no.
It's a dark day in the shed, isn't it?
Yeah. Tough day. Hungover. Tough day.
Back into the rust repairs.
Back into the rust repairs, mate, yes.
Righto, so the more and more we dig into this cab, the more and more we really need to just strip the thing bare. There's rust repairs to do right up into underneath the dash there. We've sort of decided yesterday that we're probably going to have to pull the whole roof off because the gutter's got rust going up underneath it. So at this point we need to stop really and go ahead, strip the engine bay, strip the dash, and just really strip everything out of it. It is a little bit worse than what we thought, which is how these things go generally. But what's happening now is, you know, trying to do little rust repairs around while the dash and the screen's in. You're forever trying to protect things from weld and spatter. Really need just to strip it all out, pack it all away neatly, so we can really get into this cab properly. I was hoping not to have to do this, but this is just how they go. I should have learned from the 60 series. Just pull it all out to start with. So here we go. So we're going to try and save it, but it does have a lot of welding spatter on it. Not from us, but we don't know how easy they are to get. Pretty shit. Far out. Maybe we could buy a third patrol.
Maybe.
Good way to spend your Saturday.
Where else would you rather be?
There's rust in places that are very hard to treat properly by hand. So we are going to strip it out even further. There's not going to be much of the dash left in it. We'll go ahead and strip everything out of the engine bay. And then I've been talking to the sandblaster and painter. We're going to take it over and get any areas of the cab that we need to, or that have any signs of rust, sandblasted and then etch primed. Then we have a cab that is completely rust free that we can then do, you know, the rust repairs on, like along the top of the roof there. It's pretty ordinary. So we'll finish stripping it out, cut the roof off, and then we'll get it to the sandblasters. It'll save it shit tons of sanding. A rusty shit box patrol. Put a bit in here when we found it, how excited we were. Oh, look at it on camera.
Yeah, that's right. Have a look underneath. Have a look.
What?
That's why.
Oh, don't blame the rust.
Hey, that's what it's from.
A professional wouldn't have done that.
Yes,
Well, hang on, you are a professional.
Well, it was.
Made another tool for STS Garage here.
So usually you have a clamp, but you can't clamp that onto there. You see, so we'll just weld it. It's tag. Weld the tag.
We got STS Garage body clamps, vice grips. That welding commenced. James, look away. Look away. They say an inch of weld can hold a tonne. Pretty sure that's what they say. What are you doing?
I'm changing my waist.
Hell, you must be sick. Sweeping up. Alright, so I thought I was pretty clever getting the cab on the trailer. It wasn't all that easy. We had to spin the trailer around, nose it in. We got it down and just sitting on blocks of timber on the sill. Then I realised it wouldn't fit out through the door. Silly me. So we got the jockey wheel down as low as it can go. I think it'll fit. Be very touch and go. So it did come out of the shed and we sent it off to get it sandblasted and epoxy primed. Every time we touch the bodywork in any project, it always ends up being a bigger job than what we thought. So we're just about, well, we do have all the major repairs done. Now it's about cleaning the whole thing up with wire wheel and getting some etch primer on it. And then we'll probably do like some sort of Raptor product or bedliner product underneath to act as a bit of sound deadening. Obviously, to be tough and durable to keep the rust away. and then start prepping the actual firewall for body colour. So we're going to see body colour pretty soon. We're only going to do the firewall and the engine bay, just so we can sit the cab back on the chassis, and then it'll be one car again. So got a few hours here of wire wheeling on a Friday afternoon, or a Friday morning actually. It'll go into the afternoon no doubt by the time we get a bit of etch primer on it. So let's get stuck into it. So James has come up with the idea of welding these seams up on the sills on both sides, just creating work for no reason.
Yeah.
Pretty much, just to make it look pretty. Yeah, we're getting towards finishing the underside of the car. Slowly.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Neither was the patrol. Righto, we're going really well, and now James is making more work over here. So we have split the inner and the outer sill apart, so we just weren't happy with it. It still wasn't quite straight. Do it once.
That's it.
So try and pull that down a bit further. Try and get that straight. Have you? Ooh, that went. We had already done quite extensive repairs to this driver's side sill, and it just kept giving us grief. We could not get the thing to look right no matter what we did. So James came up with the idea of quite a drastic measure. Getting serious. This is not ideal.
What?
Oh.
I can't take that door off.
Yeah.
See, it looks pretty good through there. I'm gonna take that door off.
I can't believe I got this 99% there and then you're going to cut it out.
Yep.
Fuck.
I am, mate. That's the thing.
I know.
I know you don't want me to, but you know what? I'm going to.
How is that so rust free? The rest of that cab is buggered. Look at it.
What are we doing?
It is unbelievable, man.
Do you reckon it'll look straight?
That was the all walk guy doing it.
You know.
Maybe we could get Dazza to come in and fix the sill.
Doesn't have to come in and do it for us. What do you reckon? You'll fix that.
Jeez, it looks pretty in there, doesn't it? We really should have just cut that sill out first up. Trying to repair things sometimes is harder than just cutting them out and replacing them, and it looks like a lot of spot welds when you start the job, but ultimately it's easier to replace the piece with a straight part rather than trying to repair a damaged part, especially like a sill. Every time I turn around, I'm cutting more holes in the car.
Yep.
Barry!
Like I've said before, do it once, do it properly.
Oh, this was a good cab.
Probably one of the better ones. Probably one of the good ones.
We seam welded all the way up here on the inside, both sides, because there was still rust in that seam. James, there's sand all over your good paint job over here.
Did you put that in there?
Yes. So one of the negatives to getting everything sandblasted is the sand will come out of this car for eternity. And hopefully not in the booth when it's getting painted, because it just creates a shit storm in the paint booth. But we're nearly there with the rust repairs, and we'll make the underside of this car look very pretty very shortly. Before the final coat of stone guard underneath the car, we first seam sealed all the weld lines that we had from all the rust repairs to make sure there were no pinholes left, and to fully seal those welds from any moisture. So this is actually quite a cheap process. The Schultz gun's like 60 bucks. That stuff's probably 50 or 60 bucks. Kind of expensive, but it's a single coat, and the shit doesn't go everywhere with this gun. It just goes where you point it. Maybe. doesn't float anyway. Alright, so we nearly got all the little patches done, back wall, cut a little rust section out, finished prepping this, got all the holes welded up from the old snorkel, a little bit of rust on the seat rail. Barry's turned up to assess.
Here we go, eh?
Hey, you can fix it, boy.
Fix it, we'll see.
Nah, it's good, mate, it's good.
What is it?
Well, we'll see.
We will see.
Inspection. I was gentle.
Not bad.
That one might be still hot.
Well, it's in the seat. There we go. Oh, you still haven't finished welding that one yet.
No, it's still going.
Sweet as.
But there won't be much left today other than the roof. Snorkel's done.
Ready then too?
No, she's ready. She's ready for a bit of body filler.
I best get that happening then.
Roof should be here tomorrow.
Should be here tomorrow.
You. Is that the new tube?
That's the brand new tube. Look at it. Just push the ass clean out of it.
Why'd you do that? Barry.
Oh, I didn't do it.
I definitely did.
I definitely did, but it should have been glued harder.
Every time you come over this part of the shed, you wreck something.
I do, don't I?
Right, so we've got a repair to do here. So we're going to fit this driver's door back on. We've got brand new hinges, thanks to all 4x4 spares. James, you put them on around the right way the second time. Bloody hell.
They're on, look, ready.
Get rid of this old shitty one. They're actually not that expensive for a genuine Nissan patrol door hinge.
No.
And there'll be a lot of patrols driving around with doors that fall off as soon as you open the door.
Yes, there is.
So, 4x4 spares, get your door hinges. Hey Jamesy.
That's it, I need them.
So we're not actually using these doors though, we are getting some electric window, electric glass. It's a shame because these are actually in pretty good nick and pretty rust free. Probably go a little bit more really. Yeah, but no, it's the door. It's gonna go that like. It's gonna be close, I think. So this little bit of damage on the rear of the cab was the main reason to fit that driver's side door, so we could match the shape of the cab to the door, and it still needed to be pulled out a little bit further. So we're in the engine bay, cleaned up the firewall here, getting ready for some colour. We have completely pulled the harness out of the engine bay, which is a freaking disaster, and we'll have to get fixed. And then my conscience spoke, or James.
And I said to pull this out.
So now we're pulling the battery tray out, because why?
Because there's a little bit of rust underneath. That's why. Gotta do it properly.
Do it once.
That's right.
So we're getting further away from the finish line once again.
Happens.
That happens.
Gotta do a great job.
Righto, Barry. Let's go. Oh
Sharp.
my, that's
Super sharp.
that's the best I've ever seen that drill bit.
That's sharp, isn't it?
The old spot weld bit, that's the best you've done, Jamesy. It's nice.
It's sharp.
Freehand with the 4-inch angle grinder.
That's the one.
There's not much of this car left. So we'll clean that up. I mean, that's the difference between just... Hey,
Sorry.
fucking
Just getting
G.
excited.
He makes it hard to make a show, I'll tell you. So I suppose that's the difference between just painting a car and doing it properly. Like, for someone like myself, I would have went, well, you know, it's underneath there, you can't get at it, but obviously you can.
Obviously you can.
Yeah, so you know, we are trying to build a nice car here that's going to last for a long time. So we'll probably make that battery tray back up to look exactly like it was, but make it out of sort of 3mm material, because there is a lot of weight sitting on that, and it'll probably last a lot longer. They always rust there because of the battery acid, I suppose.
It is.
Yeah, so we'll make that better. Clean that up, and yes, we should have done that before we sent it to sandblasting, but that's just how the projects go sometimes. Look at him, he's just keen.
I am.
Right. Behind me is a roof cut we got from All 4x4 Spares. It is off a wagon, but we got enough of it that we can unpick it and use the gutters out of it too, because it looks like it's in really good condition, or so we hope. The roof bow underneath looks really good, which is one of the main pieces we needed out of it. So we'll go ahead, strip this, and hopefully get the roof back on the cab today. Barry, you look depressed. Again. The roof's a little bit worse for wear.
That's the whole front edge.
That's why we got that one.
Yeah, but we can't use that one.
Why
We
not?
can use that front edge.
Yeah.
But then,
Chop him
for
along
the
here.
sake of cutting the front edge off that, do we just cut the back edge off this and weld another one?
What is the difference?
That's exactly right.
I would.
In case, we shouldn't have took the fucking bow off it. We should have left the bow on it and put it straight in.
Well, you didn't say that. Oh,
But you cut it too short.
oh, you told me where to cut it. I didn't actually.
Yes. No, you haven't. Really.
I would 100% leave that rear roll and do the front. Just cut it halfway down. It's gonna suck.
I know it's gonna suck. Why can't you buy them?
Because Nissan stopped making them. You can buy a wagon roof, but not a ute roof.
I'll cut it right on that line.
Yeah, you wouldn't cut it on the flat. Or it's gonna ripple like a bastard. Especially if I weld it. Chop it. Chop.
Just chop it, he says.
What have we got here? Ooh.
Will it line up?
Probably not. Well, it needs to be pretty accurate. That's where the screen goes. Happy? Happy? Ooh, looks a lot better than the one that come out anyway. Alright, what's the plan, Barry?
Plan is to go home.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do this morning. We can go do other activities that don't involve this. That's fine.
We just get just a bit of a trial fit.
Trial fit
That's it.
of just this roof.
Yep. And then we're going to tuck the gutter up under there to make sure they're going to fit and everything's nice and even.
And then we're going to clamp this over the top.
Yeah, that'll be last. You can nearly get the gutters on, this on, that welded on, and then that'll... We've hit the hurdle. No, we're going to get this sandblaster. It's a little bit rusty through here, which we didn't see before. after all we sand it down. Someone's been there before.
It's awesome.
So we'll get that sandblasted, so we'll put that on pause for a bit, and we'll fit this door, get the sill right, get that pillar right, do the other side still. Pretty much start from the bottom and working our way up.
Well, there it is. I did say at the start of this episode that we weren't going to get it finished, and it actually looks pretty much the same as when we did the intro. Partly because I did the intro a minute ago, partly because when you do bodywork and things like this, you work for hours and hours and hours, and it nearly looks identical. That's just how it goes. There will be more to come. Next episode, we're actually going to put some colour on this thing, which is friggin' exciting because it is an out there colour. It's something different. I don't think there would be a Patrol out there in this colour yet. Anyway, it's enough from me. What do I say normally? Oh yeah, don't forget, you do only live once. Get out there and get into that project. See you next time.